जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रजजनरंजना जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So can Prabhu please come forward so we can have better interaction. So welcome everyone to Brisbane Bhakti Yoga Hare Krishna Center. So we continue with study of Srimad Bhagavatam, the king of all scriptures, and undoubtedly the most important works of Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya. Please repeat after me. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudiraye Nashta prayeshva bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naistiki. So we'll revise the verses that we have been covering in the last last sessions. And so we'll sing these verses so that we can memorize it as well. So you can open, I think, what page it is? 41. And the next one, which page? 49, yes. So you can all...
54.
Yes.
50 and 54.
Please try to come forward. Mataji, please try to come forward. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadasya
yatonvayaditaratas chartheshvabhigna swarat.
Janmadasya yatonvayaditaratas chartheshvabhigna swarat.
Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yad Surayaha.
Tene Brahma Hridaya
Adikavaye
Muhyanti Yad Surayaha.
Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha.
Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha.
Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi.
Dhamma Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi.
Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam.
Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam
Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayonmulanam. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayonmulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va pare Ishvaraha. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va pare Ishvaraha. Sadyo Hridyavarudhyate Trakritibhis Susrushubhistadshunan. Sadyo Hridyavarudhyate Trakritibhis Susrushubhistadshunan. Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam Shuka mukhadamrita drava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasam malayam Muhur aho rashika bhuvi bhavukaha. So please every day try to recite these 3 verses. It's not much. Until we finish this chapter, we'll recite these 3 verses. And in this way, you'll memorize it. So word to word, memorize it. The translation, try to memorize it. And from Prabhupada's papers, try to understand the pertinent points Prabhupada is mentioning. So any questions from the previous sessions? We've had how many sessions? 6 sessions? 4 to 6 sessions we've held, I think? 5 sessions? Okay. Yeah. Does anyone to go over this, go over briefly this verse summary? Yes? Okay. Okay, we'll briefly go over the summary. So the first verse is known as Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha means the relationship. The relationship we have with the cause of all causes. And therefore the first word used here is Janmadi, from whom all the creation begins. One who sustains and then annihilates. So he is the primeval cause of all causes. But of him there is no cause. He is Nishkaranaya, meaning there is no cause of him. Now, God created everything. The question is, who created God? No one created God. That's why he is God. And this is Adbhuta. This is wonderful. And therefore, he is Swarat. He is fully independent. And at the same time, he is fully cognizant, meaning he knows everything, every nook and corner of his creation. And first he imparted the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma. Tene Brahma Vidaya Adikavaye, through the medium of heart. Now how heart-to-heart relationship can be established? We covered by what? By service. When we serve someone, we touch their hearts, isn't it? And then there is a connection. And then that person also wants to reciprocate. Oh, he or she served me. Let me also serve him or her. And this leads to greater friendship. So we covered the 5 main rasas, Shanta. So at first we adore someone. And the greatest object of adoration is Krishna. Because there is no one as beautiful as Krishna. There is no one as strong as Krishna. There's no one as famous as Krishna. There's no one as knowledgeable as Krishna. There's no one as detached as Krishna also. And he is all attractive. So Prabhupada mentions, if any nomenclature name can be designated to the Supreme Absolute Truth, is Krishna, because he attracts everyone. So when we hear about Krishna, we cannot help but adore him. But if we really adore him, then the next step of adoration is what? To serve. That's dasya. We do service to that personality. And when we serve someone, then we become a friend of his. We become close to that person. And when we become close to that person, then we want to protect them. And that is called Vatsalya. The predominant nature of Vatsalya Bhava is protection. We are protective of our innocent friend. Like all the gopis in Vrindavan, they were protective of Krishna. Although Krishna is the protector of everyone. They were thinking, oh, Krishna's feet are mridu. Mridu means very soft. When he walks in the hard surfaces or pebbles, sharp pebbles, Krishna's feet must be hurting. And then ultimately, Madhurya. Madhurya means conjugal love. So, Dasya has already Shanta, adoration included in it. One who serves also adores. And then one who is a friend, he also adores and also serves. And one who is in Vatsalya, they also adore, serve, and in friendship, and they try to protect, serve in protection. And the conjugal love, we see the wife adores husband, the wife serves husband, the wife is a friend to husband, and the wife also is protective of husband. And they're intimately related. And then there are other Gauna rasas. This is the third verse. We skipped a bit. But the point is that when we serve, and devotional service can be summed up in 3 words. Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakta. 3 bhas. Bhagavan, Supreme Lord, and Bhakta, the devotee. And what does the Bhakta do? He does Bhakti. And Bhakti translated by Srila Prabhupada says devotional service. It is not just only I love you. No. It is, love means to serve. If you love someone, then we serve. So when that service is there, then Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye, then automatically one can know the heart of the person. And Krishna being in our heart, he reveals himself. One of the seed verses of Bhagavad Gita is what? Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavasto jnana dipena bhashvata tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupyanti te. Krishna says, I give those who are dedicated to me, satata, always, kirtayanto, always singing my glories, Tesham satata yuktanam, always engaged in what? Bhajatam, priti purvakam, doing my bhajan with priti, with love, affection, devotion, purvakam, fully saturated. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, I give them intelligence, ye namam upyanti te, by which they can come to me. So this is revelation. So Krishna cannot be known just by book reading. The purpose of this Bhagavatam classes is so that we can be inspired to serve him. And there is many services that can be done. Muhyanti Atsuraya. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality and impossible to understand. And therefore even demigods are bewildered. Muhyanti. So even Brahmaji is one of the greatest personalities of the universe. Even he is bewildered. Indra is bewildered. Varuna is bewildered. But they know one thing, that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They cannot understand his pastimes, his Leela. Therefore, they still glorify Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistave Vedai Sang Pada Kramopa Nishade Gayanti Yam Samaga. So Brahma, Yam Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Lord Shiva, Maruta, the Maruts, Stunvanti Divya Istavair, in great songs, stuti means prayers, they glorify Krishna. Along with Vedas, their parts, Sa Anga, Upanishads, Kramas, Gayanti Yat Samaga, the Sama Vedas, all of them they glorify Krishna. In Dhyan Avastha Gadgadena, Pashyanti Yam Yasyantam Na Viduhu Sura Suragana. Even though they go on continuing glorifying, but even the host of Asuras and the Suras, meaning the demons and the demigods, they cannot know fully the Supreme Lord. But nonetheless, when we glorify, we can perceive. And Krishna then reveals. If Krishna wants, he can reveal himself completely to us. But it all depends on our sincerity, our submission, and our attitude. Devotional service is all about attitude. Otherwise, we'll be bewildered. How will we be bewildered? Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. Bewildered by the three modes of nature. So in a simple way, I was explaining this, that if I wear glasses which are yellow, then everything to me will appear yellow. Amish will appear yellow, Ashish will appear yellow, Dhruva will appear yellow, but you are not yellow. If I wear red glasses, everything will appear red. So we are conditioned by these modes of nature, and therefore we cannot see things as they are, or cannot see what is what. This is called conditioning. So at best, we can come to the mode of goodness, and Prabhupada has set the program of Krishna consciousness to mode of goodness. What does that mean? That we wake up early in the morning, we do our chanting, we do, our sadhana bhakti, Tulsi puja, and Srimad Bhagavatam. This is mode of goodness, the early times of the morning. And then as day goes on, it goes into passion, and then at night time, ignorance. So mode of goodness acts as a springboard from which we can jump and possibly transcend the material modes and be situated in transcendental modes of pure goodness. And that pure goodness is called Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Sabditam, is Lord Krishna, Vasudeva. Vishuddha Sattvam, it's known as pure goodness. But Krishna dhamna svena sada nirasta kuvakam satyam param dhimahi. Krishna is not part of this material world, and his abode is beyond the material world, and it negates the laws of material nature, and he is fully, happily and blissfully situated in that supreme abode known as Golok Vrindavan. And he is supreme absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi. And therefore we meditate on him. So this is mantra, because it's what Dhimahi is also regarded as a Gayatri mantra. Can you probably check get another mic, and whatever the number of the mic is, you can increase the volume in it and get it. So Then the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Would anyone like to tell what the second verse tell us? The gist of second verse. Without looking, if possible. What do you remember? Sorry? That's the third verse. Second verse. Second verse is Abhidaya, the process, the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's most wonderful. Yes, ma'am.
It's about dharma and to abandon everything else and
Yes. So to abandon materially motivated religion, now this is very revolutionary. Materially motivated religion to abandon. Why? Because material motivated religion, it stops us from experiencing real happiness. Real happiness is pure devotion and pure devotional service to Krishna. That experience one cannot have in material realm. And if we are after material things, we are giving value to that material thing. And that value, if it is not connected with Krishna, is illusion. So second verse of sixth verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta cha atmani tad vidyat atmano mayad yadha bhaso yatha tamaha. That in this world, if we attach some value to something, but it is not connected with Krishna, na pratiyeta cha atmani, then tad vidyat atmano mayam. Then know that as my illusory energies, Krishna says, mayam. And how? Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. This nice analogy is given. Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. Those who came early, they knew there was no electricity here. So when we came inside the room, it was pitch dark. We could hardly see anything. So just imagine there's mirrors all around and there's no light, fully darkness. Can we see reflection? No. So yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. That reflection which is seen in darkness has no meaning. So when we denote value to things which are not connected to Krishna, it is like seeing a reflection in a darkness, which has no reality. Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. So that dharma which allures us towards things but does not connect it with Krishna, that is cheating. For example, there are various allurements in the Vedas which tell, oh, you do this, you'll get this. But Krishna is not part of that transaction. And because Krishna is not part of that transaction, then it defies us from the real happiness and real bliss. And therefore, it is condemned. And Srimad Bhagavatam rejects it in the second verse. Dharma projita kaitava. Kaitava means cheating religion. This is cheating religion. He rejects it, Vyasada, in the second verse. Atra paramo, and takes the sublime, supreme most thing. And we are looking at Prabodhananda Saraswati. How we can actually realize this is through mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how he actually was experiencing love of Godhead. Although he is God himself, he comes in mood of Srimati Radharani to experience the love of Godhead uncontaminated in its purest form. So Prabodhananda Saraswati says, Kevalyam narakayate tridashapur akashapuspayate So, Kaivalyam, impersonal liberation, is rejected completely. Impersonal liberation means those who are Brahmavadis. They think that Krishna has no form. I remember once in a Gaudiya Sampradaya, there is Bhakti Vedanta Vamanadeva Goswami Maharaj. He called all his senior disciples, and after their lunch prasadam, and asked them, now just put your finger into your mouth and just vomit everything out. And they all did that, just handful. And so then the Guru Maharaj said to them, promise me that you will eat this but not accept impersonal liberation. Eating this is better than accepting impersonal liberation, because impersonal liberation is spiritual suicide. Kevalyam narakayate. And then Tridashapur Akash Pushpayate. Going to heavenly planets is like just phantasmagoria. There is illusion of happiness, but it is Akasha Pushpayate. It is like just flowers in the sky, like clouds forming flowers in the sky. There's no reality to it. Durutendendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prokhata Damstrayate. One who wants to follow the yoga process is after yoga siddhis. They're trying very hard to control their senses. But for a person who is engaged in devotional service, it's like a serpent whose poison has been already taken out. So a devotee does not have to really struggle with his senses. They are fully under control. What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita? That Vashehi yasyendriyani tasya prajna pratishtani sarvani sanyamya. That Krishna says that a devotee's senses, stani sarvani, all the senses are sanyamya. Sanyamya means fully under their control. Why they are fully under the control? Because tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha. Because those senses are yukta. Yukta means engaged. Matparaha, in relation to Krishna, in relation to me, Krishna says. Please repeat, it's a nice verse. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta sita matparaha. So Tani sarvani sanyamya, they are fully controlled by the dint of engagement in Krishna's devotional service. Therefore the senses are compared to that serpent whose poison or poisonous teeth has been taken out. Dan tantendriya kala sarpa patali prokhata damstrayate. It is mentioned. Yukta asita matparaha. Vashehi yasyendriyani. Their senses are in their vasha. Vasha means in their control. उनके वश में है. Very easy to understand. Tasya prajna pratishtita. Such a person is said to be a sage of steady intelligence, or very fixed. This is the effect. Vishvam purna sukhayate vidimahen adrisyak kitayate. So he says that for that devotee, Vishwam Purva Sukhayate, the whole universe is full of happiness and bliss. A devotee is always happy. Nothing is nudging him or budging him. In all circumstances, the devotee is fully experiencing the love of Krishna because he is engaged in Krishna's devotional service, and Krishna is nourishing In Srimad Bhagavatam there is that verse, three things all happen: bhaktir, viraktir, and the nourishment. They all happen at once. Like for a person who is hungry, when they eat food, then with each morsel, three things happen. What are those three things? Their hunger is slowly satisfied. They are getting nourishment. And the third thing? They're getting the strength. Energized. So similarly, a person who does bhakti, they get Krishna pushti, they become nourished with Krishna bhakti, they are endowed with love, and they become detached from the material things. And that detachment is the greatest asset of the devotee. That detachment is not artificial. That detachment is a result of attachment to Krishna. It is not a superimposed position, Prabhupada says. It is a natural position. So this is called Atra Paramo. This is the higher thing. And how can one get it? Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, after saying all this, that Yad Karunyam Kataksha Vibhavatam Yam Gauram Evastu Maha. Just one drop of mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give us a taste of this. One drop of mercy is enough. We need mercy and blessings, and we'll cover those in the next few verses. So therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is Shivadam. Shivadam means auspicious. Why? Because tapatrayon unmulanam. It will uproot the miseries from the root, never to bring it up again. And this Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva in his maturity. He had written so many books, but he wasn't satisfied. Who will buy the books if the author himself is not satisfied? Isn't it? He wrote so many books, Upanishads, 108 of them, divided the Vedas into 4 divisions, Samved, Yajurved, Atharved. And then he wrote Mahabharata. But still he is not satisfied. Who will buy those books? Therefore he says, Kim va parairishvara. This Srimad Bhagavatam alone is enough. Sadhyo ridya varudyate takitibe susrusubhis tatsanat. Immediately, if one pays submissive oral reception and he eagerly hears this message, then Krishna is established within his heart. Sadhyo ridya varudyate takitibis susrusubhis tatshanat. Immediately. And therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam is described as Galitam Phalam, the ripened fruit of the Vedic literature. Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam. And it is touched by Shukadeva Goswami. Parrot ordinarily, they repeat things. But Shukadeva Goswami is not like an ordinary parrot. He assimilated it himself by his own experience. Yaswanubhavam Akhila Sruti Saramekam. Swanubhavam means he experienced Srimad Bhagavatam himself. It's not just theoretical thing he spoke. No, he fully assimilated it. And one who assimilates it can explain it also. Akhila Sruti Saramekam Adhyatma Deepam Atititirushatam Tamuvantyam. And by speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, he became the torch bearer of all spiritual knowledge. For those who are tamo-andham, all of us, like who are in darkness, don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami is addressed as Tvam Vyasa Sonum Upayami Gurum Muninam. He is even the Guru of the Munis. He's not only a Muni, he is Gurus of the Munis even. So many thousands of Munis were assembled when Shukadeva Goswami was speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is Rasam Alayam, full of rasa, full of nectar. There are 5 rasas Prabhupada speaks in the purports. And those 5 rasas we can experience by simply hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. You know, when we hear, then actually it is said our experience is greater than even those who are directly experiencing that rasas. For example, if one is watching some movie, then by watching that movie, you are experiencing all rasas in that movie, comical, chivalry, romance, ghastliness, fear, vibhatsa. But the character who is playing a particular part, they can only experience that rasa. But because you are seeing the whole movie, you can experience all the rasas. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can experience all the rasas and become enlivened. And Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill our highest quench for nectar. It will quench our thirst for the bliss and pleasure the soul is after. Therefore it says what? Pibata Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam. Just drink this nectar of Krishna Katha. It is full of rasa. And drink it until you faint. After you faint, when you wake up, then drink it again. So up to the point of liberation you drink it, and even after the liberation you drink it. Like Shukadeva Goswami was a liberated soul. But still, he was attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. So Vyasadeva is inviting everyone, come. O bhavukas. You are hungry for, thirsty for this, and your thirst will really be quenched by drinking this nectar of Bhagavatamrita. So any questions or comments so far? Yep. No, we can carry on. Okay, so we'll go to the 4th verse. What page it is on?
58.
Please repeat. Naimishe nimishe shetre Rishaya saunakadayah Satram svargaya lokaya Sahasram samam asata. Please repeat. Naimishe, in the forest known as Naimisharanya. Animishe Shetre, the spot which is especially favorite of Vishnu, who does not close his eyelids. Rishayaha, sages. Shaunakadayaha, headed by the sage Shaunaka. Satram, sacrifice. Svargaya, the Lord who is glorified in heaven. Lokaya, for the devotees who are always in touch with the Lord. Sahasra, 1,000. Samam, years. Asata, performed. Once in the holy place, in the forest of Naimisharanya, great sages headed by the sage Shaunaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is a series of conversations. So, in the first 3 verses, the prelude is written by the author, Vyasadeva. And now a scene is set. in Naimisharanya. Naimisharanya is said to be the center of the universe. When Brahmaji actually released, when his disc, then it came and stopped in there. So it is a place where it says Animisha. Animisha means Lord Vishnu who does not blink or close his eyes. So when we look at the eyes of Lord Jagannath, it is very, very big and it never closes. There are 3 sections of Lord Jagannath's eyes. What are they? In color?
Black, red.
Yes, very good. Black, white and red. So, the black portion of Lord Jagannath's eyes removes our sense gratification and sinful propensities. The way he said, when we have darshan of Lord Jagannath, after paying obeisances, we should look at the complete form of Lord Jagannath and at the end gaze into the eyes of Lord Jagannath and pray to those particular eyes that please remove my sinful propensities, the black portion of the eye. And the white portion of the eye, what does it do? It nourishes our devotional service. O Lord Jagannath, please nourish my devotional service. And the red portion of Lord Jagannath's eyes, it gives and bestows mercy. Without mercy, we are nothing. So this is, Lord Jagannath's eyes are also known as Animisha. One does not blink. Very nicely, I think Jayadev Goswami in his Geet Govind says, Amala Kamala Dala Bhushana hai. Do you know the whole? Amala Kamala Dala Amala Kamala Dala Bhushana hai. Amala Kamala, not Jala, I think Amala Kamala Dala Bhushana. Anyway, he says about eyes of the Lord. He says Amala, there is no dirt in it. And it is Mangala, it is auspicious, and it is Amala Kamala. Amala Kamala Dala Lochana hai, Bhava Mochana hai. Amala means without any dirt. Kamala means like lotus flower. Dala, the lotus, Dala means that petal. Amala Kamala Dala Lochana means eyes. So eyes of Lord Krishna are like that. Amala Kamala Dala Lochana hai, Bhava Mochana hai. Bhava Mochana hai means it destroys the cycle of birth and death. Tribhuvana Bhuvana Nidhana Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. He is the Nidhana, the creator, controller, and the ultimate destroyer also of all the 3 worlds. Very nice prayer. I remember in when the original ISKCON songbook was printed, then this song was there. How does it start? Shrita Kamala, Kuchamandala hai, Dhrita Kundala hai, Kalita Lalita Vanamala, Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. And there are about 12 stanzas, very beautiful stanzas. And it glorifies Lord Krishna and in his different incarnations in different ways. So, Rishiyaha Shaunakadeyaha, the rishis in the assembly, along with Shaunaka, they are assembled. So in first canto, we'll see the conversations predominantly happen between three groups of personality. Who are these two groups of personality? The first conversation is happening between who? Yes. Shaunak Rishi, who represents the assembly of the sages, and Suta Goswami. So this conversation is happening. And we'll go dwell a bit later. The second conversation is happening between whom? Vyasadev and Narada Muni. And yes, third, correct, Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. And we'll look at what implications are. Now, and the purposes of all three are different. So here it is said, Satram Sargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samam Asata. That they were performing great sacrifice of 1,000 years for satisfaction of Lord and his devotees. So here, in word to word, see how beautiful Prabhupada's translation is in word to word. It says, Satram Swargaya Lokaya. And anyone else who would translate it would say, oh, Swarga, or heavenly planets, Lokaya, or people. But Prabhupada, has done wonderful work. He describes Swarga means in the heavenly planets where the Lord is glorified. And Lokaya for the devotees who are always in touch with the Lord. Sahasra Samam is Asata. They performed. Next verse. Ta ekadatu muneyaha pratar huta hutagnayaha satkritam sutamasinam prapachur idamadaran. So, translation. One day after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seed of esteem to Srila Suta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters. So few words are very important here. Pratar huta hutagnayaha. Pratha means that in the morning. Devotional activities are more effective in the morning. Why? Mode of goodness is predominant, sattva guna. So prata is very important. And then satkritam, due respect to Supreme Lord and the due respect to the senior devotees in the assembly has to be given. And they gave this to whom? To Suta Goswami. Asinam. Asinam means the seat of esteem or the Vyasa Asana. And then, what do they do? Prapachur. Prapachur means ask questions. And how do they do it? What's the word there?
With due respect.
Yes, adarat, with due respects, not challengingly. With due respects, they are giving. So, the motivation of the sages of Naimisharanya, they were not actually interested in Bhagavatam to start off with. They're engaged in Karma Kanda. But by doing that, they became despondent. Actually, later on, they say the only result of doing this yajna, nothing we gained, our faces became black due to the fire. Our faces became just black. So, then out of that frustration, they are asking and giving seed of esteem to Suta Goswami, and they'll be asking pertinent questions. Now you tell us, we are despondent.
So the third class, but still much higher than us, but still in comparison with Vyasadeva and Narad Muni, are the second class speakers and listener, and the first class is who? Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, and this comes as the we won't say as but lower than Vyasadeva and Narad Muni, but still very high, but lower than, because their initial motive was karma kanda. But when one does karma kanda properly, they will get frustrated, because that happiness will not come. And out of that frustration, if there is a devotee amongst them, they will then guide them. And the devotee amongst them is who? Who is that? No, amongst this bunch of speakers. Sud Goswami. Sud Goswami. And so then Sud Goswami will guide them. And Vyasadeva and Narad Muni, the motivation of their speech is due to despondency of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva is not happy. He's not satisfied. As we said, the author himself is not happy, who will buy his books? So then, in inspiration of Narad Muni, he wrote then Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he became happy. Srimad Bhagavatam means exclusive worship of Krishna and consistent and frequent worship and glorification of Krishna. Exclusiveness and frequency, these both are important. No one but Krishna and always Krishna. Then the third group of hearer and speaker is Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. And they are first class. Why? Because they both are detached. There's no attachment they have. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said in second chapter will go that this is Nivritti Dharma. Nivritti Dharma means that devotional service is best performed in mode of detachment. Savai Nivritti Dharmena Vasudevanukampaya Bhagavad Bhakti Yogena Tirodatte Shanaiviha. In third canto letter it is explained that one who is actually detached, they can relish Srimad Bhagavatam and they can properly understand Srimad Bhagavatam. One who is dissatisfied will gain satisfaction out of Srimad Bhagavatam, and one who is attached and has all the material desires, their material desires in due course of time will be cleansed. But the immediate benefit will be derived by a person who is detached, who doesn't have much material attachments. When they hear Srimad Bhagavatam, their journey in spiritual life is expedited very quickly. It's like an express lift. With others, they will be inspired, but they will slowly, get there. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in any stage still is the most important activity. At the end, actually, it doesn't matter, because everyone will go to the same destination at the end. Everyone will develop. This is the benediction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva says, please repeat, Yasyam Vaisruyamananam Krishna Parama Paurushe Tata Bhaktir Utpadyeta Shokamoha Bhayapaha. Whoever listens, doesn't matter what category you belong in, Yasyam Vaisruyamananam, about Krishna, Paramapurusha, who is the Supreme Lord mentioned here. Tata Bhaktir Utpadyeta, Bhakti will sprout in the heart. And when Bhakti sprouts, what will happen? Soka, lamentation will go, Moha, bewilderment will go, and fear, bhaya, these three things will automatically go away. Shoka, moha, bhayapaha. So, again, important points. In the morning, as like you are all doing, pratarputa, satkritam sutam asinam, giving the due respects to the acharyas, senior devotees, and prapachur, and asking questions. And now they are asking questions. Rishya uchuhu tvaya khalu puranani setihasani chanagaha akhyatanyapi adhitani dharma shastrani yanyuta yani veda vidam sreshto Bhagavan Badarayanaha Anye cha munaya suta Paravara vido viduhu Vetatvam somya tat sarvam Tatvatas tat anugrahat Bhruyu snignasya sisyasya Guruvo guhyam apiyata Tatra tatranjasayushman Bhavata yat vinischitam Pumsam ekantah tasreyas Tannaha samsitum marhasi Prayenalpayushya sabhyaha Kalau asmin yuge janaha Manda sumanda matayo Manda bhagya hi upadritaha Bhuri nibhuri karmani Shrotavyani vibhagasaha Atha sadhu atra yatsaram Samudritya manishaya Bruhi bhadraya bhutanam Yenatma suprasidati. So I had planned to cover up to this verse. I don't know how we'll be able to do it in next 15 minutes. But let's focus and try. But, because we're having this once a week, I expect all of you to go home and do it every day. And read the papers, make your own notes. This is how you'll progress. If you just come here and just leave things here, then you'll get benefit, no doubt. But if you want to get great benefit, 100% benefit, then you have to put effort in as well. So please do that, it's a great opportunity Krishna and Srila Prabhupada are giving us. So then the sages, they go on to say, respected Suta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. So this is very important, that the speaker be free from vice. So am I free from vice? I can say no. On the contrary, I have many, many vices. Rupa Goswami says, but nonetheless, if the person's sense of purpose is pure, then at least whatever they speak will be as per truth. There are three levels of truthfulness. Truth as per scripture, truth as per sadhu, and truth as per guru. So it is said in Kali Yuga, only out of the 4 pillars of religion, Satya, truthfulness is standing. But people will say, but no, everyone is lying. Yes, that may be the case. However, for those who want to know the truth and take shelter of the truth, they can, because scriptures are still in its pure form. The sadhus who are abiding by those scriptures are speaking as per those scriptures. Therefore, their words are pure. And the spiritual masters who are coming in the unbroken disciplic succession are carefully carrying the message in unadulterated form. Therefore, the force of purity, we can see many devotees' lives are being changed across all over the globe. And this will continue for 10,000 years in this Yoga Sandhya. After that, even truth will disappear. After that, there will be no scriptures. What does it mean, there will be no scriptures? It means that we won't have the ability to make something out of the scriptures, even if we read it. We won't be able to make anything out of it, even if we read it. That's how much degraded, like an animal. An animal cannot make anything out of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita or Vedas, can it? No. The deterioration will be so much. Therefore, now is the time to bury our heads in scriptures and Srimad Bhagavatam. Cha anagaha, anagahaya, free from all vices. Akhyatani, explained. Api, although, adhitani, well read. Sud Goswami is well read, knows all the scriptures. Dharma shastrani, and scriptures giving right directions to progressive life. Yani, all this Uta said. So therefore, Sud Goswami is very qualified. Then they go on to say that being the eldest Vedantist, Yani Veda Vidam Sreshto. Sreshto means that he is senior most. So not only senior most in learning, but senior most in experience and character as well. Bhagavan Badarayanaha, and Vyasadeva and others, and the sages, also the Goswami, Paravara Viduhu, amongst the learned scholars, one who is conversant with physical and metaphysical knowledge, Viduhu, who knows. So not only he knows the science of devotional service, he knows about other subject matters, meta and metaphysical as well, and that will be covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then most importantly, they go on to say, because you are submissive, the word for submissive here is used as what? Snigdhasya. Mark these words. Soumya. Soumya means one who is pure and simple, not simple-minded. What does simple-minded mean? That one who hears and accepts things when it is coming from authority. What are the authorities? 3 we mentioned. Guru, Shastra and Sadhu. They may analyze it, but they are analyzing it to understand in a better way, not challenging it. That is called simple, Soumya. This quality is very important. And then Snigdhasya. Snigdhasya, Prabhupada translates as one who is submissive. Yes, sir, what can I do for you? Shishyasya. And therefore, if such a disciple is there, then Guruvo Guyam Apiyuta. Then Guruvo, the Guru, the spiritual masters, it's plural here, spiritual masters. So there are many spiritual masters one is Diksha and there are many Siksha gurus. They can impart all the blessings into such disciples. Guru, Guhya. What does Guhya mean? Secret. Because this is a great secret. The 9th chapter is titled what? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. It's the king of all secrets. So only a friend will tell another friend a secret. I'll tell you this secret. So a qualified disciple gets to know the secret because the Guru reveals through words and through medium of heart automatically. Therefore, when Uttam Adhikari devotee, just by mere presence, the person knows Krishna is Supreme Lord. He doesn't even have to say it. So if you want to know the secret, this is the way to follow. Example of Sud Goswami. Then he goes on to say, please therefore, being blessed with many ears, explain to us in an easily understandable way. This is very important. Easily understandable way. Tatra tra anjasya. Anjasa. Anjasa. Anjasa means they're made easy. And see, this is in Sanskrit. So just imagine how much more easy Prabhupada has made it for us. Written it in English, word to word, what it means, translation, and then detailed explanation in purport. Once, one of Srila Prabhupada's secretaries, in the morning, he saw Prabhupada's translation, because Prabhupada used to wake up at 1 o'clock at night and start translating Srimad Bhagavatam. And then there'll be manuscripts there. So every day Prabhupada would be covering pages and pages and pages. But on this particular day, he hardly did anything. So the disciple asked, Srila Prabhupada, is your health okay? Is everything okay? So Prabhupada said, yes. Why you ask? So every day you do pages and pages of translation, but last night you only did very little. So Prabhupada said, yes, because I was meditating on a particular word, looking for an equivalent English word for that, which would be easily understandable by people, and I was having difficulty finding that word. Prabhupada just did not recklessly, just for the sake of it, write this. Each and every word in here is Prabhupada's deep meditation endowed with full love and devotion to Krishna. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam, those who take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, our Guru Maharaj used to say, if physically it was possible for Prabhupada to put his heart out and put it in Bhagavatam, he would have done it. But he has put all his emotions, love, everything in Srimad Bhagavatam. And therefore, when we take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are actually taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Shukha Mukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. He is greater than even Shukadeva Goswami because he's chewed the Shukadeva Goswami has done and given this in an anjasa, easily understandable way. You know, otherwise ourselves coming from land of Undre Undre. Undre Undre, you know who Undre Undre is. So Fijians, formerly they were carnivores, man-eaters. So, I mean, like us Indian, were like third, fourth generation, our ancestors migrated from India. We don't have proper Hindi. We don't have, background of Vedic culture. I mean, it was there, but it was lost. We don't have proper way of, doing anything. But still, because of Srila Prabhupada's books, something has come about. If it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada's writings, If Srila Prabhupada did not write and just spoke, or just did things here and there, established temple, of course, yes, great things. But without his books, how would the younger generations, how would we take shelter of this? And he did it in a easily understandable way, anjasa. And then they address as bhavata, by your good self, yad, whatever minishitam, ascertain, pumsam, for the people in general, ekantita shreyaha, ultimate good, whatever is ultimate good for everyone, you please explain it to us in an easily understandable way. So there is shreyaha. Shreya means ultimate good, and there is prayas. Prayas means temporary good. Temporary good, you can sleep. You can wake up fresh. But is that Shreya? No. Shreya is you forego of that temporary good, your sleep, and come here for Bhagavatam in the morning. Because this will make you awake for life. That will put you in slumber. Shreya and prayers. So this is the question we should be asking ourselves all the time. Is this activity in the category of Shreya, ultimate good, or it is prayer, temporary good? Temporary good means bad actually. There is no such thing as temporary good. Shreya, ultimate good, tad naha samsitum, to explain arhasi. So they say, blessed with many ears. So we all have these blessings actually, just by being present here. There is Srila Prabhupada has formed this organization ISKCON, which we are proud of, and Srila Prabhupada has given the essence, and of course we are trying to our best to do the groundwork, preaching, and along the path there may be obstacles. There will be obstacles. Anything good we do in Kali Yuga means obstacles will be there. But at the same time, blessing is also there, And I actually find very blessed because I actually was in Fiji for the last 3 days, only came last night. And Bhagwati Mataji, who's Srila Prabhupada disciple there, wife of His Grace Vasudeva Prabhu, who pioneered Krishna conscious movement in Fiji, and they helped Prabhupada establish Krishna Kaliya temple there. It's the first temple around the world which started from ground zero, from the land of Undre Undre. So see how merciful Prabhupada is. And then, of course, there always will be some doubt in our minds that, okay, what we are doing, is this okay, right, correct or not? And then Bhagwati Mataji, as I was, like on the last day, she said, oh, I want to give something to you. And I said, yes, okay. And she said, when Srila Prabhupada left this world, then his personal belongings, he gave to certain devotees. And his personal ring, he gave to Tamal Krishna Maharaj to give to Vasudeva Prabhu. And she said, now, Vasudeva Prabhu already has departed. Actually, his departure was on the Tithi day of Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, glorious departure. And she said, now I'm also old, so I have got that ring and I want to give it to you. So this ring, I don't usually wear ring. I don't think even my wedding ring I wore ever. So this is Prabhupada's personal ring. You see his picture in many, so it's in Devanagari font, it's written Radhe Shyam. I can show it to you later. So it's like I felt I don't deserve it, but I'm blessed. And it was, an endorsement that no, just continue what you are doing. Because if our sincerity is there, our intention is correct, then the blessings definitely will come. And in the long run, our Guru Maharaj used to say, how long can the sun be hidden behind the clouds? The clouds will go. So these temporary ups and downs, problems will be there, they'll always be there. But we have to be very steadfast in our devotional service. Because these are the problems. What are they? Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau yasmin yuge janaha manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hipadritaha. So in Kali Yuga, almost everyone is alpa ayusha, small duration of life. Even if say you live up to 100 years, 150 years, then the problem is that you are or we are manda. Manda here means lazy. Especially in spiritual life, Prabhupada says. Even if one lives up to 100 years, what's the point? They're lazy. And even if they are not lazy, they are interested in spiritual things, sumanda matayo, they are misguided. There are many shops there claiming that, oh, we'll give you happiness. We are, spiritual custodians of truth. But they all cheat. So many cheaters out there. In Fiji, someone said to me, oh, there's some sadhu has come from India, and that sadhu is claiming that he is like Adi Kavaya, like Brahmaji without parents. He just manifested. And many people go to listen to him. You'll be cheated. Even if you are not lazy, you will be cheated. That's Kali Yuga. And Manda Bhagya. And even if you are not cheated, we are unlucky. You want to go to the right place, everything, but something will go wrong. Tire will get punctured. Some or the other goes wrong. And then above all, the sum total of all disturbance is upadhritaha, always disturbed. Even if one comes here, then their mind may not be, body may be here, but the mind is disturbed. No? This is welcome to Kali Yuga. It gets worse and worse as time goes on. But therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam gives a solution in an easily understandable way which can defy all these things. I think we'll cover the next verse in next class. It's just past 9 o'clock. Any questions? Yes, Anton.
Thank you. About Shreyas and prayers, I just wanted to ask maybe some practical tips. Like with prayers, it's so easy to see how we get benefits immediately. With our physical eyes, we can see what good we can have out of temporary things. But with Shreyas, how can we practically see the results in the future, or
Yes, very good question.
so that we faith to continue?
Shreyas can only be experienced in association of advanced devotees, because we actually don't know what ultimate good looks like. But when we see a pure devotee, advanced devotee, what do we see? We see, Arey, they're so happy. And I'm doing all these things and I'm miserable, or I'm not that happy. So what has he got and what is he doing that is making him happy? That's one way. The second way, of course, is through the scriptures, hearing. But then again, that's only knowledge. So again, it all boils down to association of devotees, which will actually, because there are many people who know what is right, what is wrong. Even Duryodhana knew. He says in Mahabharata, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janami adharmam nachame nivritti. What is dharma, I know, but I cannot follow it. What is adharma, I know, but I cannot leave it. So just knowing isn't enough. Association actually makes us, do things which are shreyas, for ultimate good. If we just sit at home, we'll end up watching TV or doing something which will divert us. Therefore, it's better to be a bit austere and come here. Or get some devotee association. Yeah.
So Prabhuji, like you said that when somebody eats the food, then he feels like less hungry, more satisfied and nourishment. So if you are in this pathway, like we will feel some initial changes that will actually add up to the conviction that when we reach the final goal, we will definitely get that bigger benefit. So that means just walking on this pathway will actually lead us to getting to the...
Very nice point, yeah. It's progressive. So immediately you can feel that you are progressing. May not be there, but still the trajectory and the direction is the correct one.
Or like milestones?
Yeah. No. And there are many things we can do practically for that. We can just calculate what's my age. And, the median deceased age for males in Australia is 78. And so 78 minus my age, that's how much time I have left. For females, it's a bit longer, 82. But you only get 4 years. But that too, most of the time then goes in sleeping, then doing other things. So how much time we actually have for devotional service. So this is called analyzing. Our minds, our intelligence is meant for this, analyzing, Of course, death can come anytime. We may walk out from here and gone. But at least we can think reasonably that, okay, in all probability, at most, I will live up to 78. That's the median anyway. But there is then what we call in statistics standard deviation or variance, which is how much of the distribution, so it's not that everyone will die in 78, no. So the standard deviation is 12 years. That means 78 minus 12, what is that? 66. So anywhere from 66 years to 78 years for males is the distribution. So if you take 66 minus the age, not much time is left. That is if all other things in statistics hold true. But who knows? Run over by a bus, statistics goes out the window. Therefore, they say Nishwaso nahi viswaso kada aruddho bhavishyati. Never trust even your breath. In future when it may stop. Nishwasa nahi viswasa kada aruddho bhavishyati. Kirtani yod matat balyat. Therefore from the early childhood age, Harir Naam eva kevalam. Our only shelter is the holy names of Lord Hari. So if we follow this method, then it's much better than statistical calculation. Then that shows we are serious. That's Shreyas. Jai Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanande, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki, Jai. So please, if you don't have Srimad Bhagavatam, please take this Srimad Bhagavatam and, read whatever we have been covering. And then read the future verses as well. About 10 verses we'll try to cover in each class. This chapter we may try to cover next session. So read up to the end of the chapter and that will be good. Hare Krishna.